guys, look who we have. It's Abraham. I don't know how long he'll stay, but isn't he adorable? He's my sweetheart. Mwah. He's a good boy, isn't he? Yes. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? All right, so today we have the last chapter of Magic at the Library. Are we excited? You want to listen to it? Huh? Yeah? Let's see. Are you going to stay for it? Or are you going to go take a nap? Okay, let's see. So here is the book, Magic at the Library by Anna Christina Berard. And if you're interested in purchasing it, you can get your copy through Amazon.com. Just search for the author's name. That'll take you directly to the book. And what else? I just wanted to remind you about, if you want to participate in the reading of the book and also the final project, which eventually I will put up, I'm asking that if you'd like to contribute to each chapter, a child can draw a picture or illustrate what they imagine the how they understood the chapter. And so creating a picture for the chapter. And then at the end, I was going to put all the pictures together that have been submitted and create a picture book. And I would credit the child that submitted the artwork. So I thought that would be a fun project to do. And here's the information. If you're interested, you can just submit it to BerardChristina@gmail.com, and just make sure you don't put an H in Christina. There's no H. Okay, so here we go. All right, Avi, you want to take off? Okay. So, we're going to read the last chapter. Let's see. You can jump if you want, honey. Okay, you ready? Let's read it together. You ready? Chapter 8. I still have so many questions to ask you, I told the being with some frustration. The poem we found on the tree, did you put it there? And what does it mean? If you go back to the library and look in the special collection of books, you will find the answer. Sydney eagerly took out the notebook and read the poem out loud. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meets in her aspect and her eyes. Thus mellowed to that tender light, which heaven to gaudy day denies. Poems speak directly to the soul, and that particular poem is especially beautiful, said the being, her eyes sparkling. Sydney squinted at the notebook and volunteered her own translation for the poem. I think the two first lines mean walking on the grounds on a cloudless, starry night. The next line means that it's a beautiful and bright night. And the last two lines mean that only in the soft and tender light of the night can your magical world be seen. So it has to be a beautiful night in our world. But what does meets in her aspect and her eyes mean? You have done well solving the clue, Sydney, said the being, looking pleased. This last piece is most important. The beauty and tranquility of this night must match the love and peace in the person's heart for our world to materialize, for the humans to see. Suddenly, I knew what Nana meant. The eyes are the window to the soul. Our souls must be at peace as well. You can't just pretend to be peaceful. You have to be peaceful for real, and your eyes give it away. Am I right? So if we want to visit your world again, Sydney chimed in, It has to be on a clear, starry night, and we have to practice being peaceful and kind. Yes, little one, she said with satisfaction. Our time together is coming to an end, she reminded us softly. But that is necessary for there to be another beginning. I am glad you came and grateful for your friendship. I will be here whenever you are ready to visit. Let the stars be your guide. A warmth came over me, and my heart felt light and happy with a sense of peace. I asked, "What is your name?" She began to radiate brilliantly, like 1,000,000 stars in the sky. In our world, we don't have names. As she disappeared back into the shimmering forest, we sat by the well and trying to understand what we had just experienced and wishing we had more time to explore this place. We should go, we sighed at the same time. I smiled at Sydney and said, "Was this real? Did we just imagine all this?" "Ashley, I don't think we could both imagine the same thing together. This has to be real," Sydney said with confidence. We flew toward the twinkling stars, but this time it was easy. We felt free, gliding through the sky, millions of stars shining brightly. We flew back to the ancient doorway, recited the poem on the tree, and as we did, the magic around us slowly disappeared. It wasn't so much that we walked through something, but more like the grounds themselves transformed back to what they had been. But somehow it seemed more beautiful than before. Even though nothing had actually changed in the real world, it felt special and peaceful. As we rode our bikes down the driveway of the library toward the exit, I thought to myself, I wish we had a healing well in our world. Suddenly, a knowing came to me, as though the being was communicating with me again. You are human. Your healing well lives in all of nature and in your heart. You carry it with you wherever you go. Be still. Breathe deeply. You are blessed. As we approached the library exit, Miss Penelope drove by us on her way home. She stopped and asked, "Hi, girls. Did you find what you were looking for?" "It was amazing, Miss Penelope. We saw so many things," Sydney said, her eyes wide open with joy. Miss Penelope quickly interrupted. "Well, girls, looks like you found magic at the library," she said. Her eyes twinkled brightly like the shimmer back at the falls. She winked at us and said, "Let the stars be your guide," then drove away. Ashley, did you see Miss Penelope's eyes? Yes, they sparkled. She smirked like she already knew, I explained. We hopped back on our bikes and quietly began to pedal. I was still trying to understand our magnificent adventure. Sydney quickly broke the silence. "Hey, do you want to come back to my house for cookies and milk? I know my mom baked some today, and she makes the best, probably almost as good as your Nana's." I can't wait to tell my mom the adventure we had today. "Mom, we saw magic at the library." I would love that, Sydney, but I need to call my mom first to let her know I'm safe, I said, a warm feeling in my heart. I thought moving to Rhode Island would only make me sad. I still missed Nana and Papa, but as the being said, in life things end so that we can experience new beginnings. If we hadn't moved to Rhode Island, I might have never had the chance or the courage to learn to ride a bike. I would have missed out on this incredible adventure, and most importantly, I would have missed finding my best friend in the world, Sydney, who made it all possible. So I hope you enjoyed the story, and I wonder if you could learn something from that story and apply it to how we're kind of living in a little bit of a challenging time right now, right? And so this is being videotaped during a point in time where we all had to be at home and we couldn't be spending time with friends, but we could certainly connect with friends on the internet, and we could call friends on the phone, and we could go outside and play and run around, even though we could only do it with our family and ourselves, right? But there were other things that perhaps being in a place like this for now helps us to imagine and be creative and think of things to do that we never thought of doing before. Maybe you could write your own book. Maybe you could illustrate your own book. Maybe you could create these, amazing paintings that have never been done by anybody else but you. So take this time that you have on your hands, and I know many of you are still doing school, but you have a lot of free time, and it's a perfect time to try to be creative and think of something that you never had time to do before, and now you do. All right, and remember, just write me and let me know if you enjoyed it. Put some comments at the bottom of the video. Hit like and share with friends, and I look forward to seeing your pictures and your illustrations. Take care.